Everyone laughed when she married an ugly black man, but 2 years later, they regretted it. Everything happens for a reason in life, and God, in His infinite wisdom, conducts His affairs in His own way. It's no surprise that the proverb, "The ways of God are not the ways of man," is true. The narrative of a Ugandan man by the name of Godfrey Baguma has in fact served as an inspiration to a large number of individuals throughout the world. As a result, all you need to know about him is provided here. Godfrey Baguma's full name is Godfrey Baguma. Although he was known by the alias Sasabai when he was younger, he was born in the Ugandan town of Mahara. Wasabi is one of the most well-known names in Uganda, and this is due to his physical appearance, talent, creativity, and overall demeanor, among other factors. He's currently 47 years old, and he's married to Kate, who is a stunning and gorgeous woman in her own right. Take a look at this picture to see how frightening his physical appearance is due to his health difficulties. Was he born with that ugly appearance? While growing up, Godfrey Baguma was terrified of going out and mixing with other people because they would refer to him as a weird creature, which he considered to be the case. Unexpectedly, a Ugandan man has become a pop star after winning a competition to determine the country's most unusually shaped male. Godfrey Baguma, aged 47, a cobbler from Kinzona, was propelled into the public eye because of a serious deformity in his head, with his music videos garnering more than 3 million views on YouTube. However, the singer's mysterious disease has never been identified, and he's concerned that it will pass on to his 8 children. The man explained that he was concerned because he has an infant daughter who looks a lot like him. "When I look at her face, I believe she might be a clone of myself. I worry for my children because they're still so little," I explained. "I'm concerned about what would happen to them if I were to pass away. I'm thinking about it a lot right now." After Godfrey's health began to deteriorate, Tony Wilson, the director of medicine at Mbarara Hospital in Uganda's western region, decided to conduct tests to determine what was wrong with him. The following is what Dr. Wilson had to say about him. He has a pretty extensive abnormality in his skull that's pressing on various sections of his brain. His posture is pinching his chest, which is causing him to have difficulty breathing. Godfrey had the thorough checkup he had always longed for 6 weeks after having an MRI scan performed by Dr. Wilson. In addition, he was diagnosed with fibrodysplasia, a rare disorder that alters the growth and positioning of his cells and tissue. Godfrey's health can be maintained with the proper medication, and even better, he will not be able to pass the sickness on to his offspring. "I was really concerned that the doctor wanted to operate on me," Godfrey continued. "I'm relieved that he only recently informed me of my illness. In fact, that I am a human being has dawned on me. I feel wonderful." Godfrey is not the only man on the planet who has a severely damaged skull, despite the fact that he has an uncommon appearance. This was like music to Godfrey's ears, especially after a tough start in life. "When I was born, my mother looked at me and told me that I was not a normal child, and she abandoned me," he explained. "Fortunately, my grandmother took care of me. I was apprehensive about going out and mixing with people. I wasn't a human person, and that I appeared to be some sort of odd creature. However, I now have to accept my physical appearance." Godfrey was only 10 years old when he became aware of an anomalous bulge in his right cheek. Godfrey's great singing career has propelled him into a life of a celebrity. Despite the fact that he was subjected to constant comments about his appearance as a child, I was mending my shoes when a man who worked in the entertainment industry approached me and requested me to participate in the show. I've made some new acquaintances. People have called me and asked me to attend their events and give me the money. It makes it easier for me to look after my children. Godfrey had 2 children with his first wife before that marriage came to an end, and he's the father of their children. 8 years later, he found the love of his life, Maman Kate, with whom he has gone on to have 6 more children, making a total of 8. Godfrey isn't particularly attractive on the surface, but he has a decent heart, Namandi observed. The author wishes that others will view him the way he sees himself. This dude has some interesting information about him when it comes to the streets of Uganda. Godfrey Baguma is a well-known figure. The middle-aged man better known by his stage name, Sasabai, has been on the rise for all the right reasons. He initially came to public attention in 2002 when he was named the winner of the World's Ugliest Man competition. And Sasabai's appearance has not prevented him from finding love. Strangely enough, Ugandan Godfrey Bagumich has married his third wife, not his first wife. As was previously reported, Godfrey Baguma, the world's ugliest guy, has found love 3 times. According to this, he is a professional cobbler who hails from the African nation of Tanzania. Because of his horribly disfigured skull, he was propelled into the public spotlight. Sasami has also dabbled in the world of music, releasing a number of successful singles. You may listen to Godfrey Baguma's songs on YouTube. Baguma was always reluctant to go out and socialize with other people because he thought they'd think he was some strange creature. When he was a kid in his 10th year, he noticed an irregular swelling on the right side of his cheek. Godfrey Baguma was born in the town of Kinzona in the Longo area. Because of his medical condition, he's faced a number of difficulties throughout his life. In his confession, he claimed that his mother abandoned him when he was born. Due to his unusual appearance, his grandmother was responsible for his well-being. At the time of my birth, my mother looked at me and declared that I was not a normal child and she abandoned me. Fortunately, my grandmother took good care of me. The general consensus was that I wasn't a human person and that I appeared to be some sort of odd creature. But now I've come to terms with my physical appearance. The former cobbler has now come to terms with his distinguishing characteristics, which he employs to make a living. He appears on numerous occasions as Uganda's ugliest man, just for the purpose of allowing people to get a glimpse of himself